Hello everyone, I'm Dead Knight and this is In It to Win It. We are continuing our deck showcase for the United in Stormwind Season 89, and I'm going through some of the decks that I've tried out and I've liked with some lists that I've refined over the course of playing for the first week. And today we are going to go with Questline Pirate Warrior. I've hit Legend with Pirate Warrior in Wild a bunch of times, but we're just talking about Standard here, and it is a completely different play style than Wild. In Wild, you're going to be running super fast-paced pirates with cannons. You're dealing tons of damage. You're playing tons of minions all the time. But with Questline Pirate in Standard, you're going for a much slower grinding pace, and you're pretty much going to try to take control of the board, stay alive, and win with the quest line, just bashing your opponent and just taking too much, just generating too much resources and damage for them to be able to come back from. So the reason why these plays are different is because of the quality of pirates you have in Standard versus Wild. In Wild, you got Patches the Pirate, first of all. So you got guys, just coming out of nowhere for free from your deck, and you have lots of 1 and 2 mana pirates that are really good. In Standard, you don't have that. Pretty much your only good 1-cost pirate is Bloodsail Deckhand. So obviously you're going to run that, but you're not going to be able to play multiple pirates in a turn too often. So because of that, if you're going to be running a little bit slower, you need to play a little bit more control, and then let the quest reward finish out games for you. So what does that mean for this deck? So it looks a little bit more like N'Zoth Warrior because you got N'Zoth running in this deck. And the reason why N'Zoth is good in this deck is because when you look at the pirates to play that are decent, I chose Circus Amalgam as one of the pirates. So as a 4/5 for 4 taunt, counts as every creature type. It's going to hit the pirate quest, and it's also going to pop back for N'Zoth. And getting that taunt is actually really helpful because of just the speed of this meta right now. As long as you're going to be playing N'Zoth, we're also running Kresh, Lord of Turtling. So yeah, this is a really high quality beast. It's really difficult to kill, really easy to connect that frenzy, and the frenzy is going to gain you 8 armor. Also, when this guy dies, you get a weapon. That's not really that important because you've got plenty of weapons. Juggernaut is going to be giving you all kinds of weapons, so that part's not that great. But solid body minion that gains you the armor is great. You're also playing another long game card with Saurfang. Saurfang is going to resurrect Kresh back, and it's also going to resurrect back some pirates in the form of Stonemaul Anchorman. Stonemaul Anchorman is a great pirate, 4/5 for 5 rush that frenzies to draw you a card. So this is going to help you not only stay on top of the resource generation game, but also start clearing those boards off when things get a little out of control, because again, this deck is a little bit on the slower side because that's just what the pirates are. You look at some of the pirates you want to play, and you realize that a card like Cargo Guard is a 2/4 for 3 that's giving you 3 armor at the end of every turn. That this guy is your bread and butter pirate, and this kind of embodies what you're doing with this deck. So typically, if you're thinking pirates, you're thinking aggressive. You want your end of turn effects to be dealing damage, generating resources or something. But this guy is giving you armor. So you gotta make a deck with what you got. So as long as you're going to be playing pirates that are gaining armor, you got to be playing the long game. Speaking of which, when you look at the pirate quest reward, and the first intermittent reward is to draw you a weapon. And so the first thing you want to think is like, cool, I'm playing pirate, let's go aggressive, let's get some weapons. The weapon that you really need to make sure is in your deck is Bulwark of Azzinoth, because right around the same time that you are getting your quest going, your opponent is getting theirs going, and a lot of times you need to play that Bulwark just to buy yourself one more turn to get your game plan going. You can even play Bulwark if you've if you already have the Juggernaut in play, you can, whatever weapon it generates for you, you can attack with it, and you can play your Bulwark, and then your opponent knows that the Bulwark's going to die at the start of your next turn, but that's fine. You know, it's basically like running an ice block. So definitely want to run Bulwark. And the sleeper card that you also want to run in this deck is Mutinous the Devourer. So this guy, obviously, if you're playing N'Zoth, you know, having this guy as a Murloc is nice, but the real key thing about Mutinous is that you can eat your opponent's quest rewards. So if you're playing against Warlock or Mage or someone who you know is running the quest, you want a mulligan for this guy, and if you're on the draw, you want to keep that coin in your hand to try to get this out and try to eat your opponent's quest reward. Because, you know, some of these decks that are, you know, one-turn kill style decks, you know, this, even though this deck is great at staying alive and just grinding your opponent out of resources, it's not going to be able to generate enough to overcome these one-turn kills that are coming from quest rewards. But Mutinous can do that. So keep that in mind. You want to try to game it out so that you can eat their quest reward. Otherwise, it's like every other quest. You play the quest, you do what you can to complete it, and then just let it grind your opponent out. So draw pirates, play pirates, and stay alive. So, you know, what do you think about this deck? I think it's actually pretty fun. You know, it's the closest thing to a control deck that you can really come to in Hearthstone right now in Standard. You know, control decks are very difficult to find footing in this meta, but this one, it's just enough aggressiveness to keep the board. It's just enough armor to keep you alive. It's just enough resurrection and getting minions back to overcome your opponent. And you know, it's really probably the most aggressive control deck I've ever played, and that's kind of the only control deck that you can play right now in Standard. So I like it. If that's your play style, you know, this is the deck for you. And what do you think? Tell me about what Warrior's been like for you so far. What do you think of rating the docs? And don't forget to leave some respectful comments below, and like and subscribe, and tune in next time.